Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to make a quick note that we're going to wait just another minute or two for students to join, for the attendees to join, and then we'll get started here in a second. Thank you. Okay, well, we will get started. Good afternoon and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all Wisconsin students, sponsored by the Wisconsin Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us today. As a special note of thanks, my name is Nick Spaeth. I'm at Brookfield Academy, and I also happen to serve as the president of the Wisconsin Association for College Admission Counseling this year. So thank you for being here. Attendees, a couple of bits of housekeeping. If you want to ask a question, please use the Q&A button. You can type it in there, and Ms. Ryan with UW-Platteville will be able to see your question there. Your camera and microphone are off. The session is being recorded. Those sessions will be available on wacac.com probably within the week. And if you would like to sign up for more sessions, things will be going throughout today and all of next week as well too. And again, you can do that at wacac.com. So without further ado, I will turn things over to Ms. Ryan at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville.
Thank you, Nick. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to learn a little bit more about UW-Platteville. So I am going to share my screen now. There we go. So some of you might be wondering why there's a large M instead of a large P on that hillside, not only on my background, but on the screen now. That's because in the 1800s, UW-Platteville started out as a mining school. So we're very proud of that mining history. You'll notice a difference when you visit southwestern Wisconsin, that the topography really changes. At one point, it was very ideal for mining. So in the early 1900s, some of our engineering students got together and they decided to build a tribute to that mining history. So that's about 400 tons of whitewash rock that make up the world's largest M. If you look really hard, you can see some stairs going along the right-hand side there. I like to say it's kind of a rite of passage when you are able to physically visit our campus to climb the 266 stairs to the top of the M. This picture is actually from homecoming. They do fireworks and everything from the top. It's really a great homecoming tradition that they have. From the top of the hill, you can actually see 3 different states. You can see Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa. So it's a really great view of the surrounding area too. So that's where we're located, right in that southwestern corner of Wisconsin. We are very close to Madison, only about an hour south of Madison, only about 20-25 minutes from Dubuque, Iowa. We're right across the Mississippi River from Dubuque. And then down in Illinois, Galena is probably the closest little town. The town of Platteville itself has about 11,000 people, so I like to call it a larger small town. It's big enough to have shops and restaurants, a main street, an updated movie theater. The nice thing is that a lot of freshmen find that they don't really need a vehicle their first year on campus. We are not what you would call a commuter campus. In other words, a lot of students tend to stay on campus on the weekends. So even if you don't have a vehicle, you'll meet lots of people who already have cars. So if you want to, drive up to Madison or go into Dubuque or do something else, you can usually find someone to do that with. You do get free bus rides, not only around campus, but out into town. All you have to do is show your school ID. And from campus, it's a very easy walk to drugstore, grocery store, movie theater, restaurant. So it's very easy to get around Platteville too. So some of the things that we're really well known for at Platteville, our small class sizes, we have about a 21-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So your faculty instructors definitely get to know you by face and name. This really helps when it comes time to be looking at internships and ultimately looking for jobs in your field. We are very much a hands-on school, and that's no matter what you're studying. That philosophy really is the same, that students learn best by doing. So we really want to give you that lecture part of the coursework, but also that lab experience or that hands-on experience. At the heart, we really are a liberal arts school, which means lots of great majors and minors to choose from. We have more than 40 majors, more than 70 minors right now, so a lot of great combinations. I'm going to go over some of our top majors at Platteville. Like I said, we do have a lot of majors besides these, but these are some of the top programs that students tend to be in at Platteville. So we have our agriculture program. It is a very large program. It includes our animal science degree and our pre-vet program. It also includes dairy science, agribusiness, crop and soils, agricultural education as well. And there's actually a dual certification that students can get with technology education and agricultural education. So it's a great program if you want to teach someday. We do have a 400-acre farm. It's only about 6 miles from our main campus, and we do have a shuttle bus that takes students back and forth. We have dairy cows, cattle, and swine on our farm, and it is a producing farm. So everything that's made on our farm is eventually sold in a store somewhere, whether it's in the form of milk or ice cream or whatever. About 95% of the labor on our farm is done by the students themselves. So it really is a great experience. They're getting some really great experience on our farm. We do have a residence hall on our farm as well that's open to sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Biology is another one of our top programs, and this does include our pre-professional programs. We have 13 different pre-health fields. So if you want to go into dentistry or optometry or physician's assistant, we have you covered for that too. Our job as an undergraduate institution is to give you that solid background in biology and chemistry and other related areas to get you ready for medical school. But even if you don't want to go that route, we have a lot of great areas of emphasis, including botany, molecular and genetics, zoology. We have some great areas of focus. You'll notice in the pictures on there, the one on the lower in the middle is our animal house. And we're actually in the process of renovating the hall that houses our biology, chemistry, and environmental science programs. So we're going to have a brand new cadaver lab. We're going to have a new animal house, a lot of great collaborative spaces and new labs for our students in those science fields. And then the upper left of that is one of our gardens on campus. We are trying to promote sustainable practices. So we have some gardens around campus. We have a rooftop garden. We actually sell some of our produce back to the school, and it's actually served in one of the cafeterias on campus. Business is another big area of study at Platteville. This year we did move to a Bachelor of Business Administration setup. So before you got your bachelor's degree in professional sale or in business rather, with an emphasis in professional sales, now you're going to have your BBA in professional sales. So it's just one of those changes. We're trying to keep up with the times and make sure that our students are getting the or the relevant skills rather that they need to be successful in the business world. So still a lot of great opportunities in business. All of our business majors are required to do an internship. So that's kind of built right into the program. Our international business students are required to do a study abroad. But even if you're not going for international business, study abroad might be something that you're interested in and want to partake in. We do have a lot of opportunities for that. We work with more than 50 different countries right now and a whole range of programs and subject areas. We have students go to Fiji, Scotland, Japan, the Netherlands. They're all over the place. So some great experiences to be had. Our second largest program at Platteville is our criminal justice program. We are one of only 2 schools in the Midwest right now that offer a Bachelor of Science in Forensic Investigation. So instead of a lot of schools will have some forensics classes as part of their criminal justice degree. Ours are 2 separate degrees. So if you're thinking more law enforcement or corrections, working in the prison system or as a probation officer or something like that, you would choose the criminal justice track. And then we do have a Bachelor of Science in Forensic Investigation where you can choose a laboratory track or a crime scene track. And the picture that you see there is one of our mock crime scenes. So our forensic investigation crime scene house is very hands-on. It's located next door to our farm. So sometimes an animal will die on the farm. They'll bury it outside the crime scene house and students will set up a mock crime scene like this. They'll study decomposition, all kinds of great things, how to handle a crime scene. Inside the house, they're doing things like crime scene photography and fingerprinting. So again, very, very hands-on. We have an education program that is the oldest in the state of Wisconsin for a public school. We were the first public institution to have a teacher education program. This is one of our largest programs as well. The thing I really like about our education program is that they really do customize it for each particular student. So if you want to teach in a rural area where you're done, you can specialize in that. If you want to go to an urban area or do your student teaching abroad even, you can do that. They have people to help you throughout that process. We do offer a special education and inclusion minor, as well as a teaching English as a second language minor. And you start getting that classroom experience, that field experience, right from your very first intro to education class. Engineering is our largest program at Platteville. About half of our 8,000 students are engineering majors. We have 7 different areas of engineering to choose from: civil, electrical, engineering, physics, environmental, industrial, mechanical, and software. One of our newest additions to the engineering program is a biomedical emphasis. That is part of our mechanical engineering degree. So it really is a great comprehensive degree. You know, a mechanical engineering degree alone can get you a foot in the door at a lot of different companies, a lot of different positions, but then you'll be able to have that biomedical emphasis as well. So expanding your opportunities. We have more than 60 different student clubs and organizations related to engineering. Engineers Without Borders. The picture you see there is from one of our Society of Automotive Engineering clubs. That's our Baja Club. They also do snowmobile, Formula One. We have First Robotics on campus as well. The Cheese Curd Herd is our call sign or our name for our group. And yeah, it's really, really fun to watch. A lot of great ways to expand your engineering passions outside of the classroom. And we do have the final most popular one, at least at Platteville, is our Industrial Technology Management Program. This includes our building construction safety, manufacturing technology, and our occupational safety. What's really cool is we have a lab that takes up the entire basement of our current engineering hall. And it's all student spaces. So you see a girl there working in one of our wood shops. We have auto lifts, we have CNC equipment, a full wood shop. They do supply some materials, but you're always welcome to come in and bring new materials. People can weld down there. We always have a safety officer available. So if you just want to learn how to use a new piece of equipment, you can do that as well. So what we think at Platteville is that what happens outside of the classroom is just as important as what happens inside the classroom. We want to give students lots of opportunities to participate in areas of interest, meet new people, network. All of our academic areas have at least one academic club, but then we have clubs related to culture, spirituality, politics, outdoor clubs, gaming clubs, dance clubs, pretty much anything you can think of. And it's actually quite easy to start your own club if you would decide to. You just need a few friends who have a shared interest, and then a faculty advisor, and you can actually start your own club that way too. Oh, and someone asked on the chat if we only have teaching in English. No, we have all of the different areas of teaching. So if you want to be, if you want to teach history, if you want to teach pre-K, if you want to do social studies, whatever your interest is in, we can help you with that. Good question. So because we are a smaller town, we want to make sure that students have lots of things to keep them busy, keep you entertained. We have some great events on campus. We have a theater that hosts between 6 and 8 different musicals or theater events per year. We have live concerts, we have comedians, dollar movie nights. A lot of the various clubs host their own events. All of the residence halls also have their own events that they host. So like one of them will do a trick or treat, Halloween event. We have another event where students can go around campus and pretend they're arresting faculty members, and it's a fundraising event, so the faculty members have to have someone pay to get them out of the mock jail. So a lot of fun things to do on campus and keep you busy. So for any of the student athletes out there, we are Division III for athletics. We have 7 different sports for the guys, 7 different sports for the girls. If you are interested in playing sports at Platteville, the very first step should always be to fill out one of our athletic recruit questionnaires. And I will share my contact information at the end of this. So you're welcome to contact me if you want me to send you any links or more information about any of our programs too. If anyone is interested in music, we have a wonderful music program at Platteville. Our marching band right now is somewhere around 200 people. Their philosophy really at Platteville, because we are a smaller school, it is really an open program. So if you want to participate in music, we will make sure that we can fit you into one of our bands or programs. We have a lot of different ways to participate. The only one that I heard is a little more competitive is our jazz band. But even then, if you've been taking music and you're passionate about it, I have a feeling you'd probably be able to get into that one too. So a lot of students have questions about residence halls. I like to go over some of our sample residence halls. For our 8,000 students, we have quite a few residence halls. We have 13 altogether. About half of those are what we would call traditional residence halls. So this is where it is you and a roommate. You have 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers, and then on one of the floors, you'll have a shared bathroom and a shared kitchen. The nice thing about the traditional halls is that they are a great way to meet new people. So if you're coming to Platteville, don't really know too many people yet, at the traditional halls would really be a great place to start out. A lot of people just leave their hall door open. So, people just, they hear music or, smell food cooking or something. And it's really a great way to meet new people that way. So the second type of residence hall that we have are what we call semi-suite. You might refer to them as like a quad. This is where you're in a room with 3 other people. You're sharing a bedroom with just one other person. And then you have a bathroom within your space. Again, you'll have a shared living space, shared kitchen on your floor or on a lower level. And then finally, the last type we have is what we call suite style. And Rountree Commons is one of the suite style buildings that is open to freshmen too. There's only one building out of the 13 that freshmen are not eligible for, and that's Southwest Hall. But Rountree is a suite style as well. It is open to freshmen. You are still sharing a bedroom with one other person, but you have a bathroom and a kitchenette within your living space. So it really is more like an apartment. So it's really nice. They've been, these were built not too many years ago. So they're one of our newer buildings as well. The nice thing when you're in the residence halls, the meal plan is part of your cost. So you don't have to worry about that. You buy the meal plan that you think suits you, and we have a little questionnaire that you can fill out that kind of helps you pick out the right meal plan for you. And that can be adjusted every semester too. So I like to mention our other 2 campuses that are part of the Platteville family. Those are UW-Platteville Baraboo Sauk County, and this is located in Baraboo, Wisconsin, which if you've ever been to Wisconsin Dells, or maybe you're from that area, in Devil's Lake, probably one of the most beautiful areas of Wisconsin. That's where we have one of our branch campuses, and this is one of our 2-year campuses. So if you wanted to save a little money, or maybe it's closer to home, you could start out at a 2-year branch campus and then transfer into a 4-year school. It doesn't have to be UW-Platteville. They make the transfer process very easy, no matter what school you want to go to when you're done. But at our branch campuses, you're able to earn an Associate of Arts and Sciences. And then we have a few specialized associate degrees as well. So you can get your Associate of Science in Business Administration, Food and Agriculture, or Pre-Engineering. So if you have a more specific interest, if you kind of know what you want to get your bachelor's degree in and get a jump start on those specialized classes, you can do that. So Baraboo, the tuition rates are on the screen there. The thing I like to mention is that they do have residence halls on site too. So if you are coming from a little bit farther away, you can live on campus. Much fewer students. So there are fewer than 500 students at our Baraboo campus. So you definitely get to know your instructors at the branch campuses. So that's Baraboo. The second branch campus we have is UW-Platteville Richland, and this is located just west of Madison. Even smaller than Baraboo. We have fewer than 300 students at this campus. So if you're a student who really doesn't want to go to a big school, you kind of want to start out small, maybe save money, the branch campuses might be for you. Richland also has residence halls on site. So, if you're coming from a bit of a distance, something to keep in mind. So we are very proud of the fact that we're able to keep our tuition rates down, especially for Wisconsin residents. Tuition, room, and board is just over $15,000 a year. This is the 4th year in a row that we've been ranked as a best value school. We really want students to be able to afford to go to college. We don't want you to be paying for your college education for decades. We want you to get a job in your field and start making that money right away. And I should mention that tuition that cost there actually includes a lot of extra amenities. It includes health and counseling services, textbook rental. I mentioned the free bus rides at the beginning. You just need to show your school ID, access to our activity center, our field house, which we just expanded less than 2 years ago. So we have a huge area, lots of cardio equipment. We have a yoga studio, weightlifting and free weight equipment. We have brand new basketball courts, a new running track. We have a swimming pool, racquetball courts. So a lot of great ways to maintain a healthy and active lifestyle too. I like to mention our distance education program too. You know, some students, especially now, might not be too keen on going too far away from school. We do have associate, bachelor, and even master's programs that you can complete 100% online. So there are those options as well. As far as the associate degrees, we have that arts and sciences one that is fully online, as well as the business administration. And then you'll see some of the top bachelor degrees there as well. So admission requirements at Platteville, we are usually looking for students to be in the top 50% of their graduating class. We're usually looking for a 22 ACT or 1110 SAT. Some of you may or may not have been able to take your test this spring. So this summer we did move to test optional. That is not automatic though. So if you were not able to take your test, or if you took the test and you're not really happy with your score, you can choose to have your application reviewed without that test score, but you do need to send our Office of Admission an email stating that you would like your application reviewed without your test scores, so we know that. Because otherwise we'll be waiting for those test scores. We won't even review your application until we get them. So these are the 17 college prep classes that we want you to have. Most students by the end of their senior year will have met these requirements. 4 units of English means 4 years of English. Some of you might have different block schedules or quarters or things like that. If you have any questions about that, just reach out to us and we can clarify. If you're worried about whether or not a class will count as something, just let us know. That very last bullet point, the 4 years to include courses from above, foreign language, fine arts, there's a lot of different classes that can fit into that category too. Most students have a question about foreign language. Like many of our other UW schools, you are not required to have foreign language to be accepted into Platteville, but we usually want you to have 2 years of a foreign language in order to graduate with your bachelor's degree. So depending on if you've taken foreign language already, maybe you've taken a couple years, maybe you've been taking it since middle school, depending on your level of proficiency, you can do what we call test out of that foreign language requirement. Now, if you have a passion for foreign language, like I did when I was in school, I highly encourage you to continue with it. Having knowledge of a second or third or however many languages you know, having that additional knowledge really is helpful, and especially when looking for jobs, sometimes that knowledge of another language puts you ahead of someone else. So I encourage you to double major or minor in a foreign language if you really have a passion for it. So finally, I'm going to mention our visit program. Some of you might have already been visiting schools last year. Some of you might have gotten to a few virtual visits this summer, and some of you might be trying to still squeeze some visits in this year. Hopefully we have a few different options for you. We are doing daily visits. It just depends on if they're virtual or on campus. So I'm just going to go over that very quickly. Mondays and Fridays in the morning and afternoon, we'll have on-campus visits. They are filling up quickly. So I think when I looked this morning, November, I think the week right before Thanksgiving was the next available on-campus visit. So they are filling up very quickly, but I have a feeling we'll probably be offering them in a limited number in the spring as well, assuming that nothing changes too much with with this pandemic. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do virtual visits around 12 o'clock. So if you have that hour free or don't have classes during that time and want to sit in on an info session and a virtual visit, we'd love to have you do that. If you're a little too far away to make the on-campus visit work, it's a really great option. And then finally, if your parents want to participate, or if it's just easier for you to attend in the evening, every Wednesday evening, we'll do virtual visits at 6 o'clock at night. So you can just click on that link to schedule a visit. Make sure that you choose the correct campus, because you can schedule visits at our main campus, our Baraboo campus, and our Richland campus. And then finally, if you ever want to meet with me one-on-one to talk more about a program or the application process or FAFSA or anything like that, we are doing one-on-one appointments using You Can Book Me. So I have the link there as well. So I am going to stop sharing so I can see if you guys have some questions. And it looks like I do have a question regarding foreign language. If you took a second year of foreign language your freshman year, would that still count towards the 4 units or the 4 years of foreign language? Yes. Yes, that would definitely count. That's a good question. So I know I hit you with a lot of information about our school, but if you guys want to drop any questions about any programs, visits, application process, if any of you are starting to work on your college admission essays, we are doing a lot of workshops this fall. My colleague Chris is doing a virtual one tomorrow. If you want information on that, you can always contact our office. I think you do have to register for it, but it's a very simple registration. I think she just asked for name and email, but we'll be having those throughout the semester too. So keep an eye out for that. If you don't follow us on Facebook or Instagram now, feel free to do that. Concert band, yes, that would count as part of your fine arts too. In fact, we do have some additional information on how you can earn credit for some of those classes at Platteville too. I have a nice handout for that describes in detail, a little more detailed information about how that transfers in. But yes, absolutely, concert band would count toward your fine art requirement. And hopefully that's something you'll continue to do in college too. What else, guys? We still have, I think, about 10 minutes or so before the next session starts. So any questions you think of, feel free to put in the chat. If you have any questions about the town of Platteville or meal plans, residence halls, anything like that, I'd be happy to answer. Have any of you been able to get to, did any of you try to do virtual campus visits or virtual info sessions this summer? Or? I know this was a very unique summer for most of us.
Nicole, just to let you know, the participants aren't able to answer. Their microphones are muted, and that's just kind of
no, I just meant to put in the chat. Yeah.
Perfect. Just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Thank you. I know. Yeah, no, I'm not waiting for anyone to answer me, but yeah, if you want to share any information in the chat, that's just fine. I know it's always kind of unusual talking and only seeing my face instead of the students' faces. Hopefully I'll be able to see some of you at your schools. I know a lot of high schools are starting to schedule college visits now so that you can sign up for specific colleges during your, certain periods and things like that. Anything else, you guys? That was a lot of information. Well, I'm happy to see that at least a couple of you are taking foreign language and are in band already. The pre-vet camp. Oh, we have some programs just really messed up this year. Our pre-college academy, I think, was the only that moved forward in a virtual format. We are really hoping that by next summer, we're able to resume some of our camps, including our band camp, our pre-veterinary camp. It really is a great program. So if you want to, I would recommend just checking our website, maybe once a month, just putting in the quick search summer camps. And then they should be posting information as that becomes available. I know usually the registration for our summer camps starts like end of February, beginning of March. So that would probably be a good time to hop on the website too and see if they've posted any information about the summer camps for next year. Another good question. Thank you. Any other great questions, you guys? I'm happy to see at least one person asking about teaching too. I was just reading an article by the NEA that was talking about how a lot of teachers have resigned this year, either due to concerns about COVID or other reasons, but they are anticipating another teaching shortage this year, and I imagine that's probably going to go into the next couple years. So I have a feeling if you are wanting to get into teaching, you are probably not going to have too much trouble finding a job when you're done. So they have a tough job right now, but that's a great area to go into. There's going to be a need for good teachers. So. Any questions about some of our other programs or study abroad, internships, anything like that? We do have some great videos on YouTube as well. So if you're looking for, something specific, we do have a lot of subject specific videos posted on there. We have videos from first year students kind of talking about their experiences as a first year student. So there are some great videos out there too, if you want to just surf YouTube for a little bit. And check those out. Any other questions, you guys? Hopefully we'll have some additional dates for our on-campus visits too. We were told that hopefully by the beginning of November, we'll know what our spring semester is going to look like. We'll be able to find out if we're able to go out and physically visit high schools or not. That may or may not happen. we'll find out by then probably if we can have additional on-campus visits for the spring too. So if some of you are thinking about trying to schedule some spring college visits, just keep an eye on the websites. They'll be posting updates, I'm sure, this fall. And someone asked about our 2021. So starting fall 2021, our students going to be back on campus. I'm guessing since they are starting on campus this fall, that chances are they will be starting back on campus next fall as well. But that's something that, again, you'll want to just make sure that you're checking the website. If you do fill out an info card or attend a session, you'll be put into our communication cycle. So you'll get some updates and things like that via text or email. So that's another way to kind of stay on top of that. But I can't say for sure, but if this semester was an indication, I would guess that we would be at least partially starting back on campus. We do have some classes that are online this fall, but a lot of them are on campus with our safety protocols in place. So students are distanced inside the classrooms, they're wearing masks. The instructors, of course, and staff are wearing masks as well. I know, like for the cafeteria and things like that, everything's going to be pre-packaged, so students can basically just come in and grab something and go. So the food situation is a little different. It's a little unique this year, but hopefully by next fall things will look a lot different, depending on how this virus progresses. Or well, I'm really glad all of you were able to join me today. Thank you again, and I hope you have a great fall semester. Hang in there. This won't last forever.
Well said, Ms. Ryan. Thank you, and thank you to UW-Platteville. For the attendees, thanks again for joining us. A couple of real quick bits of housekeeping, as you'll see on the screen shortly when I end the broadcast. A really quick 4-question survey will appear. If you could fill it out, we would appreciate it. Again, you can sign up for more sessions online at wacac.com, and probably again within the week, recordings of this session and all other sessions will also be available on the website. Thanks, and have a great day, everyone.